This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
The NBL is absolutely flying, and I'll tell you what else is flying. My Bet With Mates group, my NBL Bet With Mates group is airborne at the moment, and yours can be too. All you need to do is get your mates together, start a group, bet together and share in the moment. And what you do when you have those nice wins, you share with the emojis. You get some of those smiling, some of those cash bag emojis. That's what you got to do on the NBL. So get involved. As I said, get your mates together, start a group, share the moment, bet together. It is fantastic. It's the way I'm enjoying the NBL this year. If you're doing so, gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Hello and welcome to Far North Queensland. We're in the tropics for the final game of 2022. What a year it has been and what a night we are in for. The Cairns Taipans playing host to the Adelaide 36ers, who are on a roll after 4 straight wins. The venue is going to be absolutely packed, and if their last game is anything to go by, we can expect more than just fireworks tonight.
CJ Bruton's got his hands full here, and the equation continues to get worse for him. 19 down in the second quarter.
Cairns, they're having fun, man. They're laughing and joking. It just seems like Adelaide are dead. There's no energy.
Adelaide making their move in the third quarter. Taipans have led for 99% of this game. And the fans starting to find their voice in Adelaide. It's not over yet. Kept alive. Offensive rebound and the putback from Cleveland, and Adelaide are in front for the first time since the opening 90 seconds of the game. One last roll of the dice.
There it is. There it is.
Home just falls short, and Adelaide have prevailed in a remarkable night. The 36ers have scored the biggest comeback win of the season. Down 19, they win it by 3. Oh, there's never a dull moment when the Cairns Taipans are involved. Adelaide found a way home in that previous encounter remarkably, as we mentioned, down by as many as 19. And tonight it's the Taipans minus their key man. Their leading scorer, the league's best rebounder, Keanu Pinder, will not suit up here. And Adelaide, with Ian Clark in the lineup, have won their last 4 games and are threatening to move into the top 4 at Cairns' expense. If they can get the win here tonight, that is the equation. The Taipans will be out of the top 4 for the first time this season. Can they get a dub? Let's find out. I've got 2 great commentators here. 2010 League MVP Corey Williams, championship winner Pete Hawley are with me. Corey, what do you think's going to unfold?
Oh, I know what's going to unfold, JC.
You know.
Adelaide 36ers for the win. This man on screen is injured. He's not playing. You're going to tell me Adelaide ain't going to take this game by the horns? Peter Hawley, talk to me.
Well, I will, but what we're going to have to talk about is 40's comments in the press conference. We'll have a listen to those.
He wants protection, Adam Ford said, for his man.
I'm asking for protection for Keanu out there because, you know, they make no secret about him being targeted. They make no secret about him being a key focus of their defense. But the reality is he's so dynamic and so athletic and so gifted that they don't have anybody necessarily capable of defending him one-on-one, and because he's not a off the on-ball back to the basket, his double teams are coming at a point where he's going downhill. You know, this jeopardises what we're trying to do throughout the season. This jeopardises our season because we don't have the luxury, right, to bring someone else in, an NBA champion mid-season. Yeah.
Look, I love the fact that he's protecting his players. I think as a player, we spoke about last game, that's what you want. You want your coach to go to bat for you. The examples of them trying to hurt him, I don't think are right, but I love that he's going to always have his players' backs. As a player, that's what you want from your coach. And no doubt he's going to cop a little bit more emphasis when he plays because he's an MVP candidate. Everyone's going to put that intensity on him defensively. I don't think anyone's trying to hurt him, but again, I love that, and I think as a player, if you see your coach going to bat for you like that, you love that.
Cairns have had 5 players play every game up to this stage. Pinder is one of those. Adelaide just 3, but the Cairns Taipans, the New Year's resolution, Pete.
Yeah, reopen the floodgates. They need to hit shots again. We know how good they are when their offense is flowing, and it just hasn't been able to do that consistently enough. When they can't score, what happens? nothing. It gets stagnant, and the other team really piles it on. We saw it in the first half, in the second half against Adelaide last time they played. They just need to hit some shots, and especially from the three. They were taking 43s a game at one point, and now they really had to dial that back because they're just not knocking it down at the rate they were. And without Pinder, it's going to be an almighty task if they can get the job done here.
Ian Clark's arrived in Adelaide and everyone is talking about it. They are happy he's there, but Andrew Bogut perhaps not so happy. Talking about Adelaide splashing the cash and trying to buy a championship. That's what they accused the Kings of doing when they were the champions, and they're saying they're getting away with a little bit here. But Adelaide have said that they are paying a little bit more, but not a whole lot more. And as I mentioned, I don't think it matters how much you pay because it's all about winning, Corey.
100%. Who cares who's paying what?
Pay whatever you want.
You're damn right. We want to win championships, so we want to put ourselves in the best position.
And here's the champion starting five for the Taipans. No Keanu Pinder, so they're ultra small. Sam Wardenberg basically playing the 5. DJ Hogue will play the 4. Majuk Deng comes off the bench. You expect Josh Davey to play a few minutes as well as Adelaide's champion starting 5. Mitch McCarron's back from illness, so we hope that he's doing all right. Same with his little one, who I know wasn't too well as well. And I like this starting 5 now. Kai Sotto into it. I like what he's being able to bring. And then Daniel Johnson, Ian Clark off the bench. Watch out for Adelaide.
Anthony Drimmick back to the bench after 11 and 11 rebounds.
Let's not to mention that cameo appearance yesterday. Great minutes on yesterday. Last time they played, Kieran Galloway.
Yep, he was good as well. So Cairns will get possession of the jumbled tip.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Cairns with this lineup, they try and switch a lot of things. So Tajima Cole, we know Tajima Cole, Bull Qual and DJ Hogue are 3 of the best defenders in the league. But they're going to be undersized throughout the whole night.
27-12 was the opening quarter. Cairns unloaded on Adelaide when they played in round 12, 12th of December. And here's McCall with 4 on the shot clock. He's going to have to make something happen solo here, and Frank shut him down.
Probably couldn't ask for a worse offensive possessions if you're the Cairns Taipans. Adam Ford will not be happy that that's what they dished up.
So a chance for Adelaide to open scoring as McCarron uses ditch. Screen from Soto. He works to the baseline. Once Frank's involved, bouncing into Hogue from close range. Couldn't finish it off. So Adelaide come up empty with their first play phase as well as Wardenberg combines with Hogue. Looks for some penetration and off glass. Does open the scoring.
Nice drive in the middle. Biggest thing about Adelaide is their defense. Giving up 90-plus points per game. Won't get it done in any league. Definitely not in the NBL. Great drive and take by Hogue.
Franks takes it from McCarron. Shot clock rolls to 7 as he hands over now to Antonius Cleveland, who pulls the trigger on a 3, and he puts Adelaide on top.
That's a tough knockdown. Cleveland has been shooting the 3-ball pretty well, and again, we're already seeing it. They're just going to switch everything, and DJ Hogue walks into a 3-ball.
Can't come up with the goods.
You got to find anybody at the 3, let alone that man who shoots the ball at a high clip.
And this is, yeah, Adelaide, you can kind of fall into the trap of, okay, they're missing Keanu Pinder. So you kind of play down to the level of what Cairns is supposed to be able to do without him.
So Adelaide back-to-back baskets here, take a 3-point lead. McCall lob pass. Wardenberg was inventive, and from close range, he makes no mistake.
It's just too easy on the defensive end of the 36ers. Adelaide to take it. Sorry, Cairns to take it.
Soto harassed by McCall, who almost came up with the ball.
And that's the flip side of it. When you know that a team's undersized, you can't just telegraph what you're trying to do. Sunday Detch trying to pass the ball over to Kai Sotto. Sam Wardenberg's fronting. Of course, Tajima McCall is going to come across and help. Somebody's going to be there. They're undersized. They're switching everything. Everybody's going to continue to move. You can't make it obvious.
Active hands from McCall there as we go courtside to Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Just a note on the crowd tonight. It's a packed-out Cairns Convention Centre, and honestly, the energy in here is electric. New Year's Eve, everybody's in a great mood. I feel like Gilligan's is probably empty right now because it feels like the entire city is here. No Keanu Pinder, but the fans will definitely have an impact in this one.
Yeah. And Joe's one of the best in the business. That right there is a fallacy. There is no way that Gillies is empty on New Year's Eve. It might not be as many people yet, as there will be later after this game, if Cairns get the win especially.
Well, here's Cleveland with 2 on the shot clock. Gives it to McCarron and says, you try your luck. Mitch hasn't hit a 3-ball now for some 14 games. And they come up empty, and a chance for Scott against Soto. Nothing on offer. Uses Bull Quoll, who fires unsuccessfully. A Sunday Detch brings Adelaide forward. Clunky start to the game for both teams. Detch goes solo with the left hand, wouldn't work. Soto almost tipped it in and then drew contact. He's off to the free throw line.
Good work early on the old boards by Soto. So big, so tall. Got to put a body on him if you can.
And I love that he's in the starting lineup now, because you don't necessarily throw it to him a whole lot to go one-on-one. He's going to be an elite rim protector. He's been cleaning up the glass, and then it brings Daniel Johnson in off the bench to basically say, when he's on the floor, well, let's feed the big fella. Let him go and get his offensive buckets. He still gets them at such a high rate.
77% free throw shooter this season, Kai Soto, 24 of 31 coming into this game. But he is due a breakout game, his highest scoring game of the season so far this year for Kai Soto was the 16 points and 7 rebounds he had at home against New Zealand back in round 5. But he's not far away from putting up a really influential game in terms of numbers. So Adelaide by 2 as Cairns misfire once more. And Scott.
Great hustle.
Yeah, it was.
Great hustle from Shannon Scott. And I'm interested to see how he attacks this game. When Tajir McCall was out, he was terrific. He was literally putting Cairns in the prime seat of climbing up the ladder. And then Tajir McCall came back, and he's kind of lost his spot in the lineup in terms of where does he have the impact on the game. Yes, you're missing Counter Pinder, which is a different position than Tajir McCall, but Shannon Scott's got to realise there's a lot of offense to be had, and a lot of it can go through him.
And a bucket was just made by him.
Here's Cleveland. Soto tops it on the deck against Wardenberg and draws a foul. He gets a user-friendly roll with a finished chance at a three-point play.
Orange 21.
It's a great offensive move. As you can see, Bull Quoll passes it back to Scott from the land of plenty in that corner. That Amy replay showing us the goods. The big fella, just so talented. Can put the ball on the deck from 3. You won't hesitate if you play off him. He'll shoot the 3.
Sam Wardenberg's going to sit down and foul. DJ Hogue. Got a couple fouls early. We talk about how skinny they are up front. They got by without Tajir McCall because of their guard depth. One player they just could not afford to lose was Counter Pinder, not just because of how good he's been, but because they don't have that many options in the backup.
Here's McCall with it now. Mismatch, and the poor pass picked off by Cleveland, who's really in a purple patch of form, adds another 2 for the Adelaide 36ers.
Oh, he is in fantastic form. And when he lifts, he provides the team that energy at both ends, especially on the defensive end.
Here's Hogue working against a smaller opponent in Cleveland, restricted him again. Great defensive play. Shot clock rolls to red numbers for Bull Quoll in all sorts of traffic. Mitch McCarron took it off him.
I mean, that is fantastic team defense.
Cleveland thought about the 3. Soto gets it down to Franks, and a mismatch there with Scott back outside. Sunday Ditch. They get Franks a look down low. It looked like an offensive foul, and that's the way the referees have seen it.
Good take there from Shannon Scott. Look at it here. Sunday Detch again kind of telegraphed it. You've got to continue to attack the hoop until somebody steps in front of you.
100%.
Right here. Shannon Scott knew that that ball was going to be going to Robert Franks. Sunday Detch has to be a little bit more aggressive himself. In the end, you try and be unselfish and you turn it over.
So Adelaide by 4, a little over 4 minutes played in this opening quarter. Ben Eyre checks into the game, a former Adelaide player for Cairns.
There's Ian Clark, 36ers.
Hogue. This time against Franks, feeds Eyre in the corner, shot clock. Rolls to the red numbers once more. Hogue wide open, baseline. Can't connect. Well done McCall initially to keep it alive, but Adelaide eventually reel it in. Cleveland has 5. Soto has 6. The only 2 scorers so far for Adelaide, although Ian Clark changes that now with his first 3 of the game.
He's automatic.
He is automatic. You shouldn't even leave him.
And again, that's what the problems that are going to happen, because you're trying to focus on double teaming anytime the ball goes into the post because of their undersize.
8 unanswered points from Adelaide. Has opened this game up early, a little under 5 minutes from quarter time. Ben Eyre exploring, gets to the baseline and is off to the free throw line as he draws a foul there.
Good job by Ben Eyre. Great to see him get an opportunity this season after that one incredible game he had against Melbourne United.
20 and 10.
Man.
Got him signed. Got him forward, rewarding the young fella.
67% from the free throw line this season, Ben Eyre. 6 of 9 are his numbers.
It looked like 67% free throw shooter on that one, but this is a game when the Taipans, you take out what Keanu Pinder has done all season long, and anyone who steps on the floor should have a green light. You should be ultra aggressive and ultra confident, knowing if you do make a couple of mistakes, it's okay. We've got to play through them. You can't take a backward step. Everybody's just got to be on the front foot trying to make something happen.
Offensive foul called on Adelaide here. So Adelaide. Cleveland, the only starter on the floor for Adelaide here, as Trimmick, Clark, Johnson and Harris join him. Cairns with just 2 starters, Hogue and McCall. And they combine here. Hogue inside looking for McCall. Congested area, looked off the defense, helps himself to 2.
So Jim McCall's just pass fake to the bloke in the orange polo walking on the sideline. I 100% think that he thought he's pass fake to a teammate, and it was a bloke in a polo.
Impressive from Clark to work inside and come up with a crafty play.
Man, you know what? Adelaide has just gotten that much better.
Oh, they're deep.
They have 1 starter on the court, as you mentioned, and look at their team. DJ out there.
Clark and Trimmick being started. Oh, that's a tough move there from McCall.
Clark and Trimmick out there.
So this can become a little bit of an issue potentially in terms of keeping everybody happy. There's only so many minutes to go around, and they're an extremely deep team. And you talk about who can sacrifice. Everyone's going to have to sacrifice if you want to be as good as you can possibly be. But Harris is starting to earn his minutes. You can't really take away too many from him. Galloway, as you mentioned, has been terrific. And then you've got the likes of DJ coming off the bench, Ian Clark. So it's going to be a bit of a juggling act over the next few weeks for TJ Bruton.
I personally believe on a team like this, if DJ's coming off the bench, can't nobody else say nothing.
True that.
So that solves that. Come in, play hard with the minutes that you have, and sit down. Simple.
Good hustle from Davey to keep it alive off the missed 3 from McCall, but the pass to Ben Eyre comes to Drimmick. And in traffic, gets it back from Clark. Drimmick fires, is off the mark. Well done, Daniel Johnson. Too big in over the back of Ben Eyre to come up with his first score in the game.
Too big. It's going to be said a lot tonight, as they keep switching a lot of that on the defensive end. You're going to have those mismatches and trouble trying to box out the bigger bodies.
Hogue against Harris. Shot clock to 10. 1 of 5 from long range. So they go inside. McCall couldn't finish it. Davey had a piece of it, but it came to Harris. Trimmick up the floor quickly. Clark also there. And they looked inside for Daniel Johnson. The pass was ambitious. So 3 turnovers apiece as Hogue gets a spell. Cleveland sits down as well for Adelaide. McCall, 4 points in the game for him already, but a couple of turnovers as well, which can be his Achilles heel. So Adelaide by 5, a little over 2 minutes out from quarter time, looking for a 5th straight win. The Adelaide 36ers. Here's Majuk Deng, a former Adelaide player, peeling off the triple.
Bit surprised that he wasn't in the starting lineup, to be honest, Majuk Deng. When you're undersized, you're going to need him to play some big minutes and really contribute on the offensive end. That's a really good start straight into the game.
It's a good offensive set.
This is Drimmick. Puts it on the deck. Undersized against Majuk Deng. Goes to Harris from outside. He's short on the rim. Just 1 of three this year at 17%, Hiram Harris. Maybe not the avenue to attack that they need beyond the perimeter. Here's Scott, who works inside the three-point line. Jump out of the cylinder. Well done, Deng, to keep it alive. Spill to Antonio. Jeric has it against Drimic. Scott, shot clock to red numbers for him. Looks for some penetration just inside the foul line. Adds another two, ties the game away.
Good patience, good awareness from Shannon Scott. Didn't have to blaze away, had 5 seconds left. Got to a sweet spot, knocked it down from the free throw line.
11-4 is the run in favour of Cairns here in the last 3 minutes. As Drimic fires again off the mark. Adelaide 2 of 6 from deep. And a chance for the Taipans to retake the lead that they held with the first bucket of the game. Quick release shot off the mark there from Antonio. Franks hands over. Clark decides to fire quickly and unsuccessfully.
There's a little 2-for-1 opportunity. Clark, he just hit one. So often is the case with 2-for-1s that the first shot isn't a high percentage one because you're trying to rush it. That was deep. Handoff was set pretty deep.
So a chance for the Taipans to retake the lead after Adelaide led 14-7. Was the scoreline at the middle stages of this quarter. From close range, Scott off the mark. Here's Franks. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball, just one shot for him so far. Underscoring the point Pete Hooley made about having so many stars on the team. He's their leading scorer, and he's taken one shot here out of the 15 that they've come up with. Clark drawing a foul. It was a smart one because they had one to give.
It's like we all knew it was coming, so I just went with that way. Number 5.
Jeric picks up his first person.
Zena Bruin wants this to be looked at for an unsportsmanlike foul. It's not going to be, but the point is made that because they're not in the bonus, he's trying to slow down the play. He's trying to make them have to take it out.
Here we go.
Less than 6 seconds out from quarter time. Karen hands over. Drimic into the paint. And a nice finish as well as he flips it up to add the 2. Drimic gets his first score and Adelaide take the lead on the quarter-time buzzer. At the end of one, it's Adelaide 20, Cairns 18, 4th spot on the line. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL New Year's Eve special. Welcome back to far north Queensland. Tajir McCall having to do it all here in the absence of Keanu Pinder tonight for the Taipans, and he started well. 4 points, rebound and an assist, and some crafty moves.
And a pass fake to the crowd. Look better in slow-mo. You're right, Adelaide in front by 2. Cairns did a good job back into that first quarter.
This is McCarron over to Drimmick. Shot clock to single digits for Drimmick. McCarron fires the 3, and this time he does break the drought.
Big hit from Mitch McCarron. It's confidence. Big driving dish from Drimmick, who's been playing some really good basketball. I
really has.
Love his movement. That's been the most impressive thing. I mean, yes, he had double-digit boards, but that really comes with being really active.
Scoop pass from McCarron. Oh! Who launched upstairs and threw it down.
No, and when that man is in the open court, find him. You don't, things like that happen.
That is a detonation. How quickly he got up. Have another look at this. That is just straight springs. Oh, my. Just launches himself. And a quick timeout here from Adam Ford. Turn the ball over against Adelaide, you're in trouble.
5 unanswered points to start this second quarter. Less than 50 seconds in.
But it starts again on the defensive end for Adelaide. They lock up on D, they get stops, turnovers, puts them in a position where they could play the way they really want to play, transition basketball.
Party time in Cairns there for Antonius Cleveland. What about a party with Shaq in the US? Your chance to win the trip of a lifetime for you and a mate to meet Shaquille O'Neal. Flights, accommodation and spending money included. Enter now via the QR code there on your screen. And that would be the trip of a lifetime.
It sure would. Who wouldn't want to hang with Shaq?
Well, I'd rather hang with you on New Year's Eve, mate. But I would go on that trip. Let's have another look at this. Just how quickly
oh my goodness,
he got up. Antonio thought he was close, and then that's just a straight athlete. And you're right, this is the issue. If you turn the ball over or take quick shots against Adelaide, when you've got Cleveland's ability to get out and transition, Mitch McCarron is really good at kicking the ball ahead, as we saw there. And other guys like Drimmick, Sunday Detch, they're going to run the lane as well. You're in a bit of trouble.
So pressure up the floor from Adelaide here. Taipans get across the halfway line, but in a trap. And they find Scott baseline open, and he makes them pay. So he's up to 7 in the game now.
Solid mid-range knockdown by Scott. So poised, and they look so under control when he's out there running his team.
Yeah, I think even when they're at full strength, I think he's got to do that a little bit more. Is just take the ownership and really slow some things down.
Pass wasn't a great one from McCarron for Drimmick. A foul going to be called here on Mirko Jeric, his second personal.
I like the two just high-five.
Two hard-nosed plays, because you know how you
either of those two against anybody else is a firework waiting to happen. But when they're both going for the ball and just a little accidental trip, they can high-five the hustle. But
Drimmick is rocking some nice sneakers too.
Yeah,
they're LeBron 20s. Yep.
Here we go, ready?
Speaking of sneakers, I got a pair of Crocs for Christmas.
Did you?
Oh, I think I'm on the Crocs train.
What color?
Yeah, I haven't told her I'm disappointed with the colour. They're grey, and she told me, she said I didn't want to get anything too crazy as Cleveland's enjoying himself. Oh, give me a pair of orange ones or something. Have you got a pair?
Nah.
Leave it with me.
Orange ones?
Oh, I'm a little flat, but the wife gets half a tick.
28-20 Adelaide with a game-high 8-point advantage here. And they've restricted the Taipans to just 2 points here in the first 2 minutes of the second.
And another turnover. Miscommunication. The Taipans.
They've had 2 turnovers and 1 shot so far since quarter time. Here's McCarron exploring. Getting up on the shot. Kept alive by Franks. Came to Johnson, who was patient and crafty. A nice finish from Daniel Johnson.
Well, if they want to continue to get the ball inside, they can do it by making Daniel Johnson either a decoy or just throwing the rock and everybody move away from him. He had to hunt his own shot there on the offensive rebound, but he's big enough to get it done.
10-2 is the run from Adelaide here at the start of the second. Alarm bells for Taipans, but they needed that, and they get it done once more through Shannon Scott, who's got 10 of his own.
Just such a reliable player to have on their team, hitting big shots.
Shannon Scott has all 5 of the Taipans points this quarter. Daniel Johnson steps back behind the line, can't complete the 3. So Adelaide by 7. Almost 3 minutes played in the second. Good take. Wardenberg rushes to the hoop and throws it on top of them.
Smart, really smart play from the rookie. You know, they're probably going to overplay that handoff. Quickly turn the corner. We're having a look on the Amy replay.
Beautiful fake. Takes it right down the middle.
Don't mind the little corner angle.
Amy replay.
See the big crowd they've got in Cairns. Gets up the stairs quickly. You'd love to see it.
It's just a 23-year-old Sam Wardenberg. Huge prospects for him looking ahead as we go courtside to Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I've got the Cairns CEO with me, Mark Beercroft, the longest-serving CEO in the league. I know you don't love doing media, so I appreciate your time. New Year's Eve, what an occasion. What has 2022 been like for you?
Oh, it's been great, and to have a New Year's Eve game sold out. And the cool thing about this game, it was sold out yesterday, a day and a half before the tip-off. So it's been 3 years to have it full. And it's been off the back of the work the players have done both on and off the court.
The energy in here is pretty amazing, I've got to say. The guys are 10-7 on the season, in 4th on the ladder. Are you happy where they are at this point in the season?
I don't think we're ever happy, but had you asked at the start of the year, given the pre-season predictions, you know, we're sitting in a nice position. A lot of work to do in this game. Looking forward to obviously second half and the second half of the new year, and if we can do the same, then we'll be sitting in a great position.
Well, good luck for the rest of it. All the best for 2023. We better let them get back to it.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Yes, they have been the surprise pack at the Taipans this year. Last season, they were 9th on the ladder with just 9 wins. And as we've heard there, 10-7. They started 4-1. They were 6-3 early on. But since then, just 4-4. They're starting to level out. McCall about to be harassed from behind. Ball came to Bulqual, and he was clubbed. And
what's a goaltend? Pretty athletic effort from Robert Franks to get to that, but another turnover. Again, we talk about you don't want to turn the ball over against Cairns, so you don't want to turn it against Adelaide. You don't want to turn it over against Cairns as well because they've got athletes.
I mean, it literally was just a 10-point deficit.
7 unanswered points here.
In a span of a minute and a half.
Yep. Karen hands over to Franks. Now Sunday Detch, who fires the 3. It's off the mark. Good fight back here from the Taipans. 3.5 played in the second. Scott's been good, has 10 points. Make that 13 points now as he ties it away. So a 10-0 run from the Taipans, and it's all come in the space of less than 2 minutes.
Pete Hooley, we talked about this before on Games Together. When they flick the switch, that's exactly what they just did since being down 10.
Yeah, exactly right. And you can't allow them to do that. I tell you what, that's DJ Hoag's 3rd foul.
Wow.
So I think we're going to get a challenge here from Adam Ford, which I understand why. DJ Hoag, you'd expect to play close to 40 minutes. You think? I think he's asking about it. He's not going to do it. Well, smart. It looked like a foul.
Hooley, but
sure he would have wanted to.
You got to be smart.
100%.
You know your MVP candidate is out.
Yep.
It is on you to step up and have a huge game. You can't get that 3rd foul.
Shannon Scott with the block from behind. A lot of contact, but he's everywhere right now.
He's flat out balling.
13 points, got a couple of rebounds, an assist, and a block now. Look at this. He's sending Cleveland baseline right to Bulqual. Bulqual does a good job of just walling up and allowing Shannon Scott.
That's great defense.
It's great team defense as well. Bulqual gets nothing credited for him for that, but he just does the team thing and just walling up and being disciplined, not fouling.
Sunday Detch with it. An offensive foul called on Adelaide.
Well, that's called on Robert Franks. So that's a big call from Vaughan Maybury, saying that he hooked underneath before the contact from Wardenberg, which you thought was coming. Have another look here. Robert Franks gets underneath. That's a great call. That's a fantastic call. You see Robert Franks with the left arm go underneath the bicep of Wardenberg before Wardenberg ends up throwing him. Vaughan Maybury's in a great spot to see that.
They need to get Franks involved. He's taken just 1 shot in the game. He's their leading scorer, and he's coming off that game the other night when he did not take a three-point attempt in the game for the first time this season. Inside they move the ball now, and miss there from Davey, which would have put the Taipans back in front. So it comes to Cleveland, who's been the go-to man, this time off the mark. Scott, quick outlet pass. He's got McCall hovering. They've scored 12 unanswered points here to take the lead.
It's just a fantastic effort by Taipans.
Lob pass inside from Clarkland for Soto was off the mark, and here come the Taipans once more. Lob pass this time controlled well there by Wardenberg to McCall. Can't finish it. They keep it alive.
They're just more hungry right now, the Taipans. This is the way they love to play.
Wardenberg, shot clock to red numbers, turns around. He's off the mark. And did a good job there to work it out of court off Adelaide.
And that can't happen. Adelaide's got to come up with that rebound. And same with that outlet pass, as you see here. This is the touchdown pass to McCall. But the one after that, a little dump-off pass. You've got to run back and help each other out.
It's just great energy, hustle, and effort is what they're doing against Adelaide. Oh, beautiful. Another fake handoff that leads to a dunk.
Now 14 unanswered points here from the Taipans. It's unraveled quickly for Adelaide, who led it 30-20. And off the mark once more.
That's not a good shot. That's a contested two. The ball hasn't got through hands, and what you do is let Cairns continue to pile this on the way they're playing.
McCall around the perimeter. Bull Quoll dangerous from deep. Get it done on this occasion. Davey getting after it but can't keep it alive.
Adelaide just got lucky that possession because Bull Quoll, we all know, is a knockdown three-ball shooter. And Detch goes under on that screen.
Remember, all these minutes are without DJ Hogue on the floor as well.
Little over 4 minutes out from half-time. Detch with it, harassed by Bull Quoll. It's dried up for Adelaide. They have not scored here for 3 minutes as Clark goes to Johnson. Shot clock to 5 against Majukdeng. Hands over, Detch fires. This time can't get it to go. None of 2 from deep. Adelaide 4 of 13. 31% from long range. That's their season average, the worst in the competition. And free throws to come here for the Taipans.
On that last offensive possession for Adelaide, 1 second as we see TJ McCall probing. Gets an opportunity to get into the body of Galloway. Goes to the line for 2. But that last possession offensively, I thought DJ should have taken that shot.
100%. I mean, he just missed a 3 before he got subbed out. He came back into the game, but that is your shot. That is what the defense has given you. Your teammates throwing it to you to see Keanu Pinder.
All smiles over there, but I'm sure he'd be
100%.
angry as you know what for not being able to play out there. And let's go back to what Coach Ford said. I mean, this is not a league where guys do dirty plays, so that's not the play at all. It's just what you said. He's an MVP candidate. Guys are going to play you harder.
Correct.
Defenses are going to be geared towards you.
More physical, everything.
They're going to be more physical.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate that he got injured as a result of, the physicality.
And as I said, it's the way some of the words, I thought weren't the right ones, but as a player, if you're not counting Pinder, if you are counting Pinder, you're sitting there like, okay, my coach is going back to the thick and thin. Every other player thinking the same thing.
He's Drimmick in the lane, can't complete it. Adelaide's drought continues.
16-0 run.
Deng. Step back. Thought about the 3, and then the pass was poor. Came to Clark. Cleveland on his right. Johnson on his left. Looks to go solo. He breaks the drought, Ian Clark. He's now up to 7, and Adelaide needed that.
And that's a great take because you know what? No one stopped him.
Yeah, that's...
Look at this. If in a 3-on-2, nobody stops you. Go to the basket. Exactly what he did. That is how you run a 3-on-2 fast break. If they do not stop you, you take it all the way.
Be better for the run for the Adelaide 36ers on Thursday night. Stepped out of court a couple of times early on.
Oh, just getting used to the fever court once again. And misses the free throw. It just says anything about Ian Clark. Just hang around. Just hang around in the league. We want to see you for a whole season.
Here's McCall with it. Has 8 points in the game so far. Shannon Scott with 13 is the highest scorer. Majuk Deng lost it under pressure. It came to Drimmick. Cleveland again, the only starter on the floor here for Adelaide. He's bouncing in and out of McCall, who tried hard to pick up the foul there, Tajir McCall, and eventually succeeded. That's his fourth team foul on Cairns in this quarter.
Now look here, so Tajir McCall fights across the first screen, then tries to split the gap. I tell you what, Daniel Johnson, he didn't move, so he wasn't in trouble getting an offensive foul, but if you had him forward, you just love that hustle. The ability to do everything you can just to not get screened. That is what makes him an elite defensive player. Yes, you pick up the foul, but there was no gap there for him to try and split, and he refused to give up on the play. Every other teammate sees that, and they will lift their energy on the defensive end.
But on the other side of that is...
Having a look, though. So you've cut off that one side. They're going to set a rescreen. There's no gap, and he just somehow splits it. And if he doesn't trip over Daniel Johnson, who hasn't moved, he's probably going to get through that.
I tell you this, he got 2 fouls with 3 minutes left. He could pick up his third. That looks good. But if he gets his third, they're going to be even more in trouble because Hoga already has 3.
Clark lost the handle with the shot clock winding down. Scott touch pass finds McCall going hard, and well done Drimmick to defuse that. Slapped it down out of his hands, and Wardenberg decides to fire. He's off the mark. Johnson goes to Galloway, who can be explosive as well. Clark with the baseline by McCall, and going to be called for the offensive foul as well.
It's just great on-ball defense right there. Easy call. Beats him to the spot, extends that elbow. Offensive foul.
Timeout called by Adelaide. Taipans led it by 4 here, a little over 2 minutes out from half-time. And we spoke pre-game with Adam Ford and asked him the question about Tajir McCall having to step up in the absence of Keanu Pinder tonight.
Taj had a massive game the last time you played these guys. He loves a big occasion. How's he feeling coming into this one?
Yeah, good. You know, he just sees more minutes available for him, so why not? We can play him a little bit at the 2, 3, and 4 and get him running some points. So he's dynamic. He's got the intangibles, and we'll utilise that. And he loves the moment too. We've got a sellout crowd here, first time in a while. So, you know, big occasions, big moments, hopefully, and a win.
Any New Year's resolutions for yourself or the team?
Stop ruffling feathers.
Oh, come on.
All right. Appreciate it.
Good luck,
Thank
bro.
you. Cheers, mate.
I love it. He's a high personality, as is this man here, Tajir McCall. I love that they've re-signed him. 3rd in the league in steals. We know what he does on the defensive end, but offensively continues to grow. And I'll tell you what, as you mentioned, the sold-out crowd, it's so good to see. But a great crowd in Illawarra. Wollongong in the Win Entertainment Centre just before. Adelaide the other night, Case was rocking everywhere. Sydney had 12,500. What a time for the NBL. Just going into New Year's, and with the way the playing tournament's set up, if you haven't been to a game or you've only been to a couple, every single game's going to matter, and every single team is going to put on a show. Make sure you get along to every you can.
You won't be disappointed. Great entertainment, and glad to see that Taipans have got behind their team here for this New Year's Eve fixture. Crowds a little earlier in the season, I don't think reflected how entertaining they had been.
They're one of the teams that if you're around, you've got to go and watch because they are so fun to watch. That 16-0 run, that's the switch. You get to see that in the flesh. There's a lot of threes, there's a lot of highlight plays, there's a lot of energy.
Exciting.
And that's the way the small market team like Cairns, and that's why Adam Ford is the perfect man for this organisation to take it forward, the game style they have.
Up 4 after they were down 10 in this quarter. McCall in traffic, needs help.
Oh, what a pass.
Scott. Oh, what a finish as well. 15 in the game for Shannon Scott. He's a one-man wrecking crew.
He is balling. 6 of 8 from the field, 3 of 3 from downtown.
Look at this. So Tajir McCall stuck with it. Shannon Scott, the cut, just flicks it up with the little bit of English.
Ben Eyre and the bench certainly enjoyed it as well. The Taipans have done well here. Adelaide led it 30-20. 18-2 since then. We're inside the last 2 minutes of the first half, and Robert Franks has still only taken one shot in the game. Adelaide's leading scorer. Drimmick got it from McCarron. Single digits on the shot clock. They want Daniel Johnson involved down low from close range. Can't convert. Well done, Franks, to keep it alive. Here's Cleveland feeding Drimmick for the wide open look and knocking down the three. Whistle on the play as well.
That's a great job on the O boards and good kick out. And knockdown, bringing it within three. There's a foul on the play, obviously. We can see that.
Let's have another look here.
And yeah, Wardenberg just knocks down DJ, and they get the ball back. But back to Robert Franks' 0-for-1 donut in this first half. They're doing a really good job defending him. You got to give credit to Cairns when it's due. They're playing him really well. And when he is open, it was either a turnover or they didn't find him in this first half.
Hands over the limit here. So free throws to come for Daniel Johnson.
5-point play opportunity. You knock down the three and you give away a foul on the rebound. Gets DJ to the line.
Certainly the numbers suggest that Pete Hawley's on the right path there in terms of Adelaide with the talent. You say, yes, they're getting it done elsewhere, but Frank's just one shot, their leading scorer, 17 a game, number 7 in the league. And as I mentioned, in that last game when they won against Brisbane on Thursday night, he didn't take a three-point attempt for the first time this year, and we're up to that was game number 17.
Cleveland's been balling. Antonius Cleveland has been absolutely balling as the Taipans are trying to ice Daniel Johnson to give away burgers. So Cleveland wants a violation. I think they're just trying to help out the fans and send them home with some New Year's burgers. We had burgers in New South Wales. Queensland deserves some New Year's burgers.
Daniel Johnson, 84% this season from the free throw line. He's thinking about it.
But you're right, Casey. It's a huge juggling act over these next few games for CJ Bruton because they've played 10 players already. Hiram Harris hasn't done a whole lot wrong in the minutes he's been playing. Same with Galloway, who you think is going to play the least of those minutes. But Ian Clark comes in. Eventually, he's going to be playing significant minutes. Daniel Johnson off the bench, significant minutes. And it's a juggling act to figure out what five works really well together in certain stages, so there's just no lulls for 40 minutes.
McCall sees it across, and what sort of a display are we having here from Shannon Scott? 4 of 4 from long range. He's got 18 to lead all scorers.
He is flat out balling. 7 of 9 from the field.
This Drimmick has been influential as well, making room for his shot and finding a way home.
And you can kind of see they were trying to get the ball back into Robert Franks, who was posting up, but the way they got to it, the speed they got to it, it allowed Majuk Deng to get around in front. And as you said, Corey, they're taking it out of his hands. They don't want the ball to go there.
Shot clock to 10 here for the Taipans. McCall guarded by Franks. Just inside the three-point line. Franks grabs the rebound. It's a chance for Adelaide to edge a little closer, maybe even tie it away. Karen goes back to Cleveland inside Johnson. Had a good seal and gets it done there. Adds the 2.
Got there eventually. Everyone was pointing. They wanted to get the big fella down low. Probably took a bit longer than they expected. In the end, the patience paid off. Now look at it here. He always had the seal on Bull Qual.
It's a great deep seal. Direct pass to him for an easy layup. Head under the basket. Good job executing that.
So back to a single point the difference. These teams played in round 12. In Adelaide, it was 47-32 in favour of Cairns at half-time. At quarter time, half-time, three-quarter time, well, as many as 19. And Adelaide found a way home. Won at 78-75.
Breakdown on there's Robert Franks, who subs out with that 1 field goal attempt, 3 rebounds in the first half.
2 fouls. Oh, Paul McCarron stripped them of possession.
Showtime.
Foul going to be called here on Shannon Scott. His first personal. Free throws to come for Adelaide. Chance to retake the lead.
Yeah, he says it's my fault. That's from the turnover. And
Look,
then
you got to foul him before you take off. That's a good foul. Send him to the line for 2.
Yeah, left arm was just pulling down Cleveland's right arm because the block was clean. There was just a lot of contact before that. So now DJ Hogue came in because they expected to have the last shot on the offensive end. And DJ Hogue, I'm not even lining up on this free throw line, not even putting yourself in a position to have a contest on the rebound and pick up another foul.
Well, this season, with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. You can enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win. Adelaide 3 of 7 from the free throw line here. Hasn't been great. The cheeseburgers will be happily received, though, if Cleveland elects, and he does. Code word is NYE for New Year's Eve. And at the other end, Taipans just can't get it done. And an entertaining first half concludes here. Bukwal looking to put the finishing touches on. Comes up empty, but the Taipans have the lead. At half-time, it's Cairns 41, Adelaide 40 from the Cairns Convention Centre. Well, a seesawing affair. Adelaide led by 10 in that second quarter. And then we saw a 16-0 run from Cairns as we go courtside to Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks. I've got Shannon Scott with me. Shannon, it's clear you guys are hustling out there. You went on a run of 16 straight points. You're crashing the O boards. How's it coming together offensively for you?
We're just playing hard right now. I mean, we had a focus on offensive rebound for them. I think we buckled down a little bit. I think we're down by or up by 1 or 2 points right now, but we got to do better with it.
We know they're a tough team. What do you need to adjust in the second half to keep them at bay?
We got to stay solid. I mean, they're going to keep fighting to the end of the game, so we got to be aware of that.
Good luck for it.
Thank you.
Well, it's been an entertaining first 20 here at the Cairns Convention Centre. We were expecting a thriller on New Year's Eve, and it is certainly living up to the hype. We'll be back with the first half analysis after the break.
3 seconds for Cairns. McCall from halfway. Got it!
Taj, he's been a great leader. He's really taken that role and just ran with it. And then the other imports, Shannon and DJ, have bought in, have just completely bought into what 40's doing. Everyone just seems to be meshing. Everyone knows their role, and it's just the beginning, so it's exciting to see what we can do. You look when the guys ahead of you, it's just like, where can I find my role in this league? Like, what team? And definitely like a lot of days where it's like, this is not gonna happen, or this might happen, ups and downs.
Air from downtown again. Benny Air stepping in, stepping up and knocking down his second three of the quarter.
Trying to get out of that mode of like proving yourself all the time into like, now I'm really in the league, I'm a player, I gotta show up every single day. But for me, just trying to run a team and then just be a dog on the defensive end, that's my goal. I just try to take care of my mental, take care of my body, and just control what I can control. But then over my time through teams, I've just had incredible leaders around me, a lot of older guys who put a lot of belief in me and told me I do belong in the league. So that's kept me going, and I kind of give credit to the guys around me.
Persistence paying off there for Ben Air at 27, a late bloomer, but last season showed he belongs in the NBL, now in his second season in Cairns, third season overall, and last year those 10 threes at 39% showed what he can do.
First of all, I'm a fan. I've been a fan since last season, especially when I saw him, when we all saw what Ben Air could do versus Melbourne United last year, and that one game changed his career. You know, he came in as an injury replacement and cemented himself, and 40 believed in him and got a role, a full-time player as a pro. So shout out to him, and as he said, you know, he's just trying to stay ready so when he gets his name called, he goes out there and produces. So, you know, it's great to see guys like that get opportunity.
And right now, the Cairns Taipans with a 1-point lead here at halftime. 41-40 is the equation so far. At one stage, Adelaide led by 10, and then they got rolling.
Man, what a game we're watching. Great first half. Adelaide started out on the defensive end, and that second quarter got it done. Opened it up to 10 points, and then Cairns Taipans flicked the switch. 16-0 run, JC?
16 it was.
Oh my goodness. I've never seen a double-digit lead this season disappear that quick. You know, it was literally came down to energy, effort, hustle, and desire, and that's how they have this 1-point lead.
And Adelaide, of course, well, they did well to reel it back in, but they've still got problems at the offensive end, and the Taipans, well, they are just out there bootlegging at the moment without Keanu Pinder, their main scorer and leading rebounder in the competition. They're having to find other ways to get it done, and Shannon Scott, a virtuoso in that first half, 4 of 4 from deep, 7 of 9 overall for his 18 points. And there you see the numbers, and they will be flattered. They'll be happy with those, the Taipans, no doubt at all.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we all know no Keanu out there, Keanu. And also, DJ Hogue has 3 fouls. That's the guy who's supposed to step up next, but obviously it's the next man up mentality. And 18 points, 7 of 9, 4 of 4 from downtown. Shannon Scott is that guy right now in the first half for the Taipans.
Doing a great job of it, and doing a great job in the analysis centre for us is Pete Hooley. Let's get there now.
Yeah, Case, we're talking about Cairns, their energy, their activity. That's what's been the most impressive thing about this first half. And it's little things like this. So Majuk Deng just teched into the game. Daniel Johnson, Robert Franks. This is a like-to-like with Wardenberg and Deng. So this should just be a straight switch. But thankfully, they have Mirko Jeric right here who gets out of the play, which causes Daniel Johnson to give that little bit of a check, and these two get confused, and Majuk Deng, who just checked into the game, he's going to do what he does best. That's an open 3 ball. Man, just came off the bench. That got him going. And right here, we talk about activity, we talk about energy. This is Tajir McCall. Just watch his effort on the defensive end without actually having to guard the ball. So right here, they set this ball screen, and you watch right here. This little show here to take away this space. Instead of Sunday Detch seeing all the space here, he has a little bite on it because he knows if that's a short closeout, Mitch McCarron isn't Steph Curry. He's not going to launch that 3 ball from there. Just that little bit of a bite slows down the possession. He stays with it. They force Sunday Detch to take a contested 3, late shot clock. That is what Tajir McCall does. And Corey, this is what we spoke about. This is what the Taipans just cannot afford to do when you turn the ball over. Somebody has to stop the ball. Turn over here to Ian Clark. Now, they've got a few numbers back, but as we stop it right here, the only way they can try and solve this, Tajir McCall is here. He's got to be the one to stop the ball because Ben Air running back, he can get to Antonius Cleveland and put a body on. Ball Quoll can get to Daniel Johnson if Tajir McCall comes up the floor to slow down the ball. He keeps retreating. And in the end, Ian Clark gets an and one opportunity. It's just those little things that they've got to fix. But both teams, whenever they turn over the ball, they're out in transition. But Cairns are up right now because they're doing a better job.
When these teams made play back earlier this month, they led by 15 at halftime, Cairns, but didn't win the game. They're up by 1 here at halftime, 41-40. Let's see what unfolds here on New Year's Eve in the Hungry Jacks NBL right after this. Welcome back to New Year's Eve Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. And this season, with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. Here's some of the great entries so far. Just get the video going, get a half-court shot, send it in to us at nbl.com.au/legends, and you can enter for a chance to win $50K. Nice going into the new year with a prize like that. We got a good one cooking here in Cairns. Taipans up 41-40. Adelaide's bench has outscored their starters at the moment.
Again, normally it's not the worst thing if you're up, and just speaks to the depth of talent that this team has. It would have been an interesting halftime speech from CJ Bruton. There's no doubt about it. 8 turnovers apiece, so that doesn't really jump off the table.
Here's Hogue. Those foul problems can't get going just yet. Now 1 of 5 from the field. Soto hands over to Sunday Detch. Adelaide back to their original 5, and they look inside Soto against McCall with a height advantage. He's too crafty. That's why he's top 3 in the league in steals, Tashir McCall, and he wants to go coast to coast as well. Muscles his way down to the baseline, can't convert.
I love that from Tashir McCall.
7-2.
The pass fake, and he does not bite, and in the end just says, you know what, I'll take your cookies, I'll take your lunch. I'm down the other end.
That literally was like under 13 play. Under 13's defense right there.
For real.
Here's Franks against Hogues playing with 3 fouls, and he elects to fire over the top.
Well, that's a bit of frustration. No doubt about it. You're right. DJ Hogues got 3 fouls. Try and put him in a situation he doesn't want to get his 4th. And he bails him out because he's frustrated he hasn't got enough shots up.
Karen hands over. Sunday Detch baseline. Switches to the left hand from close range. Can't convert. Giving up opportunities here and a chance at the other end for Wardenberg. His shot is off the mark. So the first 90 seconds is scoreless here since half-time. Alley-oop play. High percentage finish there from Kai Soto, who gets his first point since quarter-time.
And Cairns Taipans need to pick the ball up higher. Great pass, great finish.
Adelaide back in front as McCall misfires. Here's Sunday Detch. Franks joining in. McCarron on the other wing. Soto the trailer.
It's a great job there from Shannon Scott to front. Robert Franks, he's got the ball now. I'll tell you what, I might not have caught it, but down the other end, so they're going to go under to Jim McCall wherever he is on the floor. But CJ Bruton was screaming to Robert Franks to carry a hand because, yes, you want him to shoot that ball, but you just don't want it to seem like it's lazy defense. You still want to show the intent of contesting it, even though you're more than happy to live with that jump shot. Because if your hands are down, if you're just going to go through the motions and slide underneath the ball screen hoping he shoots it, then the rest of the team might just take that step back off the defense as well, and that's not what you can afford to do.
So Franks, 77% free throw shooter this season for Adelaide. That's his first score in the game after almost 2 minutes of the third. McCall's just hit 7 threes this season at 21%, so give him that shot. And so many times we see a player get his first points after a delay from the free throw line, and he goes on from there. Adelaide have now scored the first 4 since halftime.
What Adelaide need to do is continue to find Franks early in this game. What Cairns need to do is continue to play the same defense on him that they were playing.
Here's Scott. Handing over, slow pass. Wardenberg bounces into Kai Soto, who's going to be called for the foul.
That's where Sam Wardenberg might have a little advantage. Putting the ball on the floor, getting around Kai Soto. Around the rim, advantage Soto. 3-point line, putting the ball on the floor. Test out his agility.
First foul for Kai Soto, who is the only Adelaide player this season to foul out of a game. Brisbane has 7 different players who have fouled out, which is the most. Cairns has 9 occasions where a player has fouled out, which is the most. Well done, Cleveland, to get it to McCarron in the open court. Nothing on offer there. Franks wide open, comes up with a triple. Adelaide has scored 7 unanswered points to start the second half, and Cairns need timeout.
And that is just great hustle. As we can see the Amy replay, we see the tap out. How he made that pass while falling. That was big.
Tell you what, give a lot of credit for Mitch McCarron not to just throw it up there, because Bullcall got back to contest Kai Soto for the alley-oop. Just was patient enough for Robert Franks, and I think Robert Franks turned to the crowd and said, "You're in trouble now."
It's a great run as well by Kai Soto, running to the rim, brings the defense, gives Robert Franks that easy look. He doesn't run that hard. Robert Franks is not open for that, not that wide open for that 3.
Well, the Adelaide 36ers on that 4-game winning streak at the moment, and as you can see, this is their run home. So home games against Illawarra and New Zealand to come Jan 6 and Jan 8. And they've got home appointments as well, as you can see, against Melbourne and the Sydney Kings. So
it's going to be tough. I mean, the way they're playing. So when you look at Illawarra Hawks, yes, so you probably chalk that up for a win. New Zealand Breakers, once they're back and firing, that's going to be a really tough game. Melbourne United at full strength is going to be a tough game because they're trying to fight. They can't lose anymore. In
Perth, in Brisbane, back to Cairns, over to Melbourne.
Brisbane look like they've just flicked a little switch mentally. And as we said, every single game matters.
Yeah.
And the only one that probably doesn't is Illawarra. That means nothing for them. And you get that out of the way, every other team is fighting to stay in the play-in tournament or get to the play-in tournament or get in top 2.
I know something you both don't know.
Oh, what?
Perth Wildcats run home is the hardest.
Well,
is the hardest.
They're going to have their hands full then as Wardenberg misfires 1 of 2 from deep. So just 5 threes in the game here for the Taipans, and 2 of those came in the opening quarter as we go courtside to Joe Healy.
Yeah, just been listening into the Adelaide huddle throughout the game. Really upbeat, really good leadership from the likes of Mitch McCarron, Antonius Cleveland, Ian Clark as well. They're obviously really happy with the way that they've started this half, as they will be there. But the message from CJ just then was, don't let it drop. Let's carry this momentum and put our foot down.
Well, they've scored 9 unanswered points out of half-time. 3.5 minutes played, and finally Cairns get their first score of the second half.
Good little 1-2 game. On the guards, McCall and Shannon Scott.
So 3.5 played in the third.
I know you got the numbers there, Cora. I want to hear it.
Hold on, let me see what's going to happen right here before I go to my
notes. From the foul line, off the mark. Scott grabs the rebound.
I'm going to wait till a dead play.
Oh, bounce pass is good one. Wardenberg just hustled out of the points, but is off to the free throw line.
Great cut to the basket. Good find by Ho. Wardenberg loving his energy. He's been really active in this game. Beautiful cut. Cut hard. You get open. Sure, he would have loved to make that.
That's the activity of the Taipans.
Yep.
Very rarely stand still. When they do, you know things aren't going the right way. All right, talk to me.
New Zealand, Sydney, New Zealand,
tough.
Adelaide.
Tough.
That's Perth next 4.
Potentially without Travis. After doing his ankle.
Then after that, Sydney.
Tough.
Then after that, Phoenix.
Tough.
Then after that, Hawks. Then after that, Jack Jumpers. That's tough.
It's interesting.
Again,
entertaining.
And this is why
NBL23, baby.
This is why I'm such a fan of the play-in tournament, because normally teams, maybe if you're second and you've kind of got the top 4 on lock, and you're second, you can kind of not care too much about games down the stretch. Well, if you're second or third, you're either trying to get to the top 2 and avoid the playing game, good finish there from Franks, or try and stay involved in the play-in.
Let me ask you something. You know, I was in the break room listening to you both and Screeny last game. You know, you guys mentioning MVP conversations.
Okay.
You know, y'all keep saying Bryce Cotton, right? Look, I'm a fan. I am a fan.
Can we? And you're not trying to.
I'm a fan of King Cotton. That's what I call him.
You're going to annoy the Red Army here, aren't you?
However.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
However, the man is not in the top 4.
Oh, he's in the top 4.
Leading scorer.
I'm talking about ladder.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought you meant top 4.
It's a great hands there from McCall as well, and he's got some advice for Franks.
Those two go way back. That's just having a good conversation. This is what you love to see. Take it personal.
Love it.
I think he said it was a weak move from Tajir McCall. He got all ball. That is just really good defense. I love it. Well, you're right. Again,
he got to get in the top 4 for me to mention him.
Yeah, I'm with you. Team performance matters.
I don't necessarily agree with that theory, to be honest with you. The reigning Brownlow medalist didn't play finals this year.
Brownlow's not done the same way.
That's AFL. Oh.
Nice finish, McCall. He's buying up here as well. This is what you like to see. Tajir McCall says, I've got plenty.
Talking that talk.
12 points in the game for McCall.
Have a look at this. Just a really good finish. Just the hang time. And the ability to finish.
Tough.
And he was straight up. Now he's done all that talking. I'm going to go to the free throw line now, which hasn't been his strength.
No, but we know what he can do when he gets going. We saw it against Brisbane last season, round 21, when he had 42. And they couldn't stop him. If he gets in a mood,
he can go. He can pile him up. He can run him up quick.
And I tell you what, he's going to take on the big assignments. Tony's Cleveland now. Look at his energy and intensity.
Drimmick, low pass. Touch finish, or just a little casual with it there, Antonius Cleveland.
A little too casual.
And a chance for the Taipans to knock another one down, and they come good. Tie it away at 51.
And that's what happens. The energy's lifted, all because of Tajir McCall, and everyone else is going to come along for the ride. That's what Ben Air does so well. Drimmick puts an end to that. That's a big 3-ball. What kind of... He's in some great form, Anthony Drimmick.
Man, that's great penetration, great ball handling, and great find by Mitch McCarron.
That snaps a 10-2 run from the Taipans, middle stages of this quarter, after they uncorked 16 in a row. Middle stages of the second.
Every time Adelaide get that double-digit lead, Cairns come back storming.
And this is going to send McCall to the free throw line for the bonus. Ben Air, feet set. We know he's going to take his opportunities every time they come. He loves it. Now answer me this. You're a very fashionable man, Corey. The non-Cairns polo, the one on the left, if he isn't a Cairns fan, do you reckon he has that in his wardrobe?
Yes, he does.
Casually?
Yep.
That colour?
Maybe golf.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point.
Not that I would know.
No, you've still got you. Have you taken the plastic off the TaylorMades from 4 years ago?
I have.
You have? It's true, actually. You played at Royal Melbourne, didn't you?
Oh, man.
Duffed a couple off the tee. Man, he wore jorts at Royal Melbourne.
Oh, no.
Jorts.
People were like, how did they even let you on the field, on the course?
Did they figure they were shooting a movie that day?
They must have thought that.
Wore jean shorts, rolled out to the tee, and put in 2 divots in the tee box. I'm stunned that he's not banned for life.
Dude, I was stealing people's balls.
He was on the driving range, just out there pocketing all these balls.
And just quietly, a 54% free throw shooter has knocked down 5 of 5 in this game, Tajir McCall. Daniel Johnson off the mark. Drimmick was there to keep it alive, and now goes back to DJ from closer range, and he adds the 2.
Good positioning, because DJ Hogue, again, 3 fouls. He's still got to be careful until he gets to the 4th.
Here's McCall taking them on and drawing a foul against Cleveland, who's now got 3.
And that's the thing about TJ McCall. You better find him. Somebody better step up and guard him, because he's just as dangerous as Antonius Cleveland going to that basket.
Tell you what, got away with the push-off originally on Hiram Harris. You see there, that is an offensive foul. And then Cleveland comes across and he gets called for the defensive one. So they missed one there. But to Jim McCall, he is in straight attack mode. 15 points, he's got 5 assists.
Adelaide had 6 fouls at half-time. They've racked up another 6 here in this third quarter. They average 18 a game, and Cairns likewise. So these 2 teams are second and third in terms of the least fouls they commit.
If you're CJ Bruton right now, do you take Cleveland out with his 3rd foul?
No, I think you need to keep someone who's going to be that spark plug, and that's this man right here. Just a couple layups.
Right out of the points there by Ben Air, and now McCall back the other way. Feeds the overdue Hogue. And it's still a quiet night by his standards. None of 2 from deep, 1 of 6 from the field for DJ Hogue, who averages 17 a game to be 9th in the competition. Already without their leading scorer, Keanu Pinder, with injury, averages 18 a game. That's a lot of points that someone else has to find for the Taipans, as Johnson against Bull Quoll in that mismatch. Can't get it done. Harris, great offensive rebound, and is sent to the floor by McCall, who picks up his 3rd personal. Free throws to come.
Another young man that makes the most of his minutes on that court. Great offensive rebound.
We've just seen that. That's been the year of NBL23. Young stars taking their opportunity and earning these minutes, earning these rotation minutes. It's happened nearly in every single team across the league. I mean, Hiram Harris has won, Galloway here, but his brother in Sydney's earned his minutes in the rotation, and in no case, if I don't bring him up, you're going to be upset at me after. But Sean McDonald from Tasmania,
our man,
has been unbelievable.
Balling.
I got something, Hooley. I just got a question. I got a question.
I knew it was coming.
What do you think about a new award?
I've already tried.
For DPs.
Don't like it. I don't like it like that. I don't like it like that in terms of a development player award. But what I do like is a potentially restructuring of the Rookie of the Year. So right now, I think in the Rookie of the Year race, Sam Wardenberg is going to go very close to winning that. But I think we can take a little bit of a rising star feel where
type of thing.
It's under a certain age limit, and then you can maybe add a couple of other credential things. But that way, in the AFL, the rising star, you can win it multiple times if you're good enough to at that age, and just allow Sean McDonald to be in the conversation as Shannon Scott. But have all these youngsters really competing for that illustrious award, I think that is the next step rather than the Rookie of the Year, because that's an offensive foul.
Daniel Johnson cracks Wardenberg and picks up the foul. So he's got his second personal.
Look at it here. Just a bump.
Oh, yeah. That was accidental.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. We remember where Sam Wardenberg, DJ Mitchell, copped him and knocked him out cold.
Most fouls are accidents.
Yeah. Shannon Scott asking for it to be looked at, or maybe just saying most fouls are accidents.
18-12 is the run for Adelaide since half-time, covering a 1-point deficit to lead here by 6. Shannon Scott has not scored here since half-time after having the high score of 18 at the major break. Here he is down low, lost control of it.
Great hustle from Sam Wardenberg.
Did well to keep it alive, Scott. They share it around in the corner. Antonio, a good look, couldn't finish it, and Drimmick is there to clean it up for Adelaide. 27-24 is the rebound count in favour of the 36ers. So Taipans have done a good job of that, given that the leading rebounder in the competition is not with them tonight.
Great cut. And Anthony Drimmick. Well, wishes he had that one back so he could go to the line for an extra, but no, look at this. Daniel Johnson, good pass, and Drimmick. Nice curl cut. But I've got your support with the rising star, Corey.
Thank you.
No, have I got your support?
I thought you said you have my support on it. Yeah.
He didn't like your idea. He liked his idea.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. I like that idea. Same kind of thing.
I'm with you, Hulls.
I like it,
well.
though.
Tell you what else I'm with is this MG we are giving away. The MG ZS EV electric car. $44,990. Go and buy one. Why wouldn't you? But if you want, enter now at nbl.com.au/winmg. Someone's going to get one for Nix.
Now, as I mentioned, Gaze is rolling around with one apparently for a test drive for a month.
And then it goes to you or Corey or someone else here in...
Corey's still
very nice car.
You're still working on your scooter. I know you're still working on your scooter.
Nah, I'm ready for 4 wheels now.
You've got the Australian driver's license?
I do.
Stand by.
Well,
I do.
All I know is that Andrew Gaze is test driving it for a month, and they set up the charging port at home in what looks like
a permanent scenario.
A permanent setup. So take it as you will.
We know we can borrow one. Next time I'm in town, I'll zip around there on Corey's scooter.
Get to it.
Get to it. Take the scooter back to Corey. Give the car to Corey. He can bring it back to me, and Drew can have it about a month later.
That's all we need.
I got a plan.
It is a nice vehicle.
It is a nice vehicle. You'll need a vehicle in a couple of weeks.
I need a vehicle.
You will. And some sleep.
Can't really do anything right now until I get PR, which is coming soon.
Oh.
Aussie homicide. Don't worry about that.
Now, I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about residency or citizenship?
Residency first.
Boy,
one step at a time, baby.
If somehow you got citizenship before the great man out west, the Red Army is... they're coming for you.
So Adelaide on top here by 6. Inside the last 2 minutes of an entertaining third term. 4th spot on the NBL ladder up for grabs as Sunday Dedge fires. It's off the mark. Wardenberg grabs the rebound.
Nothing set, really. You throw it to Daniel Johnson, who throws it straight back, and you take it a 3 behind that ball screen. You get nothing out of it.
Been quiet at the offensive end since half-time. For the Taipans, they've added just 13 points in this quarter, and 6 of those have come from the free throw line. So Wardenberg, they're overdue from outside, but Wardenberg, still no reply for him. He's none of 3 from deep, 3 of 9 from the field overall.
Anthony Drimmick, he's just got a knack for getting on the glass right now. 6 rebounds after his 11-rebound game the other night.
Career high is 14. Here's Johnson, baseline, filling up for another 2. He's into double figures.
It's beautiful. Took his time, set up. Once he squared up, I knew that was a bucket. He had too much space.
He is reveling in this new role off the bench. Here's Scott in traffic. Attracted plenty of attention. Got ball qual. A good look. Oh, good recovery from Clark there with a second effort.
It's unbelievable recovery from Ian Clark. This is how you defend a closeout, when you run him off, and then the ability is to turn around straight away and not foul. That is fantastic defense.
High quality work there from Ian Clark. No championship win with Sydney just 7 months ago. Looking to repeat the dose with the 36ers early in the new year.
Well, if that does happen, Case, he'll have his phone buzzing next year.
On the call from close range.
Offensive foul. No basket. Drimmick.
Jim McCall is screaming for a coach's challenge here.
Oh, that's a charge.
He might get one.
Ran over him.
So have another look here. Oh, yeah.
Easy call.
Yeah, I'm with you, Homicide.
Drimmick is putting together a really good game at both ends.
He's in great form at the moment, no doubt about it. 11 and 11 against Brisbane Thursday night. Now 16 against Tasmania, 16 against Brisbane. That's all in 3 of his last 4 games. Season best of 21 against Melbourne.
I think he talked himself out of the coach's challenge in the end. He might have been thankful to see a replay in the stadium.
I was surprised he didn't start tonight and they went with Sunday Dech, because Drimmick had been the starter who'd come in when Craig Randall left.
I think that's something they do look at going forward, because Antonius Cleveland, exceptional defender. Mitch McCarron, great defender. So that other one, I think you need it to be Anthony Drimmick, who can knock down the 3, get on the glass, and then you let Robert Franks, Kai Sotto, and Daniel Johnson. That's the 3-man big rotation. Because coming off the bench, you've already got Clark and Johnson as the offensive threats. You don't need to throw Drimmick in to that mix.
Yo, this team is dangerous.
I told you.
Dangerous. Drimmick right now on 12 and 6. 2 steals. Their bench depth is crazy.
Yeah.
They might be the deepest team in the league. With weapons, it's a luxury to have DJ coming off your bench.
Well, and again, you speak about sacrifice for a man of his caliber to accept that role for the benefit of the team. But this is why, again, if they continue to put it together, wherever they finish in the play-in tournament, they're not a team you want to play.
So shot clock is 9 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward 3/4 time. And there's Drimmick getting good position again and drawing a foul. So walk to the other end of the floor.
That's 4 fouls to Jim McCall. Again, that only happens with Anthony Drimmick's activity. For some reason, he said, you know what, I'm going to attack the glass and just give to Jim McCall. And that man is an instigator.
And this is why I did not like that foul that he got fighting over the screen with guarding Cleveland. Cleveland is not a 3-point shooter to where you got to chase him over that far out. Go under. Now you got 3, but now you get that foul. Now you got to sit down with your 4th.
Well, I understand on that, but I think he was trying to set the tone, which I like. But even there, that's just him.
It's just him.
It's just that one. It's just not him boxing out. He hasn't got any vision on Anthony Drimmick. He gets surprised by it late and gets the unfortunate foul call.
So 4 on McCall, who fouled out when these teams played earlier this month. He's fouled out 3 times this season to Jim McCall. Top 3 in the competition and racking up fouls, in fact. So a double-figure lead here for Adelaide again after they led by 10 in the second and by as many as 7 in the first quarter. A worrying trend for the Taipans. They'd like to finish here with some momentum if they can. Kick the ball outside. They go to Ben Eyre, and he can't make it go. 3/4 time arrives, and Adelaide, after being 1 down at halftime, lead by 10 with a quarter to play. New Year's Eve in Cairns, it's Adelaide 64, the Taipans 54. Great to have your company here on New Year's Eve in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's round 13. Fourth on the ladder, up for grabs here in the Taipans without their key man, Keanu Pinder, are doing it tough. They are down 10, and it's shown us before that they can come from behind and win. In fact, they have come from double figures down and won more than any other team in the competition. On 6 occasions they've done it, including coming from 14 down in the last quarter against Sydney and 10 down against the Phoenix in Melbourne in the last quarter.
And they can do it, but what they're going to need is DJ Hogue to get going. He's got 2 points on the night, 1 of 6 from the field. That's a good start from Hiram Harris. But Shannon Scott 19, to Gia McCall 15, everyone else in single digits. And when you're missing Keanu Pinder, this is a chance for DJ Hogue to be ultra aggressive. And we just haven't seen a whole lot from him.
15-3 is the run for Adelaide after it was tied at 51 apiece with 4.5 to play in the third. They roll it down to Hogue, 5 on the shot clock. He's forced into a tough one, gets it done. Hogue just his second field goal, first score since quarter time.
Settle for the toughest one possible. Contested long 2, step back. Enough to knock it down.
Cleveland with it. Just 2 points for him since halftime as well. Works to the elbow, fires. It's a user-friendly roll, and
Man,
is Cleveland.
Did he get that user-friendly roll? That hit every bit of that iron. Hit everywhere.
Let's go courtside to Joe Healy.
Yeah, Case, as you mentioned before, the Taipans, they have been in this position this season. They're down, but they're not out. Adam Ford just there at three-quarter time, who's just saying he wants more pressure. Let's get some stops defensively and then continue to attack in offense as they have started this quarter. Continue to be aggressive.
They're going to get that with Tajir McCall and Shannon Scott. They have to do it carefully as well. McCall with 4 fouls starts the last quarter on the bench. Their field goal shooting just has escaped them here since half-time. They were 3 of 16 from the field in that third quarter. They only managed 13 points, and as I mentioned, 6 of those came from the free throw line.
Crowd didn't like it. Ben Air just hit him in the head. Easy call. Been a bit chatty, this one.
So Adelaide by 12, 90 seconds played in this last quarter. 36ers looking to win 5 in a row. The first time since 2018 when they were on their way to the grand final. And here's Cleveland adding another 2.
Beautiful sweep through. Left hand take and finish.
First 2 minutes here, Anthony Jimmick's played the point guard, bringing the ball up. Mitch McCarron sitting in the corner. Very interesting.
Franks grabs the rebound, number 7 for him in that category, to go with 7 points, all which came in the third. Here's Drimmick firing quickly, unsuccessfully. Well done, Cleveland. Just launching himself skyward, gets Franks involved, attracted plenty of attention, and they worried him out of the points. It's knocked down out of court. Adelaide to restart.
Great offensive rebound by Cleveland to keep the play alive and give them an extra possession. Sees a mismatch here, but real good defense by the Taipans. All ball.
Absolutely. I'm not Franks. Thanks. There's been a lot of contact. It's all there. In amongst the trees as Tajir McCall back into this game.
Right now is a great opportunity for the 36ers to open it up. They want to show everybody they're serious. This is when they do it.
Not only that, but the percentage as well, which could become crucial down the stretch as McCarron launches his triple. Oh, the bottom of the net, Mitch McCarron.
Shot clock running down, had to shoot it. A little bit of time.
Margin out to a game-high 17 here.
Oh, what a pass.
Inside from close range, Wardenberg just gets it done. He's into double figures.
Danger of really getting out of hand.
McCarron exploring, answers into the paint, beats Franks, who fires from the foul line, adds another 2, 9.7 boards for him.
Adelaide did a better job in this second half, getting him the ball more. He's 0 for 1 in that first half.
Had 2 fouls as well. Able to get to the free throw line, and good adjustment from CJ Bruton and Adelaide as we get another look at Mitch McCarron, who, as I mentioned, it dried up from him from three-point line. 3 threes at 14% coming into this game.
Started his NBL career on this very floor.
Yeah.
All the Taipans.
Inside. going to be called here on Sunday Ditch. It's going to be his second personal.
No easy baskets. Make them earn it from the free throw line.
Pass from DJ Hogue. Cop Sunday Detch's elbow.
Little lean night, Sunday Detch. None of 5 from the field, none of 3 from deep. He had to score 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
Well, I've seen small ball before, but this is ultra small. On the 36s. Hiram Harris playing the 5, Antonius Cleveland playing the 4, Sunday Detch, Ian Clark and Mitch McCarron. And you can afford to do that with no Keanu Pinder out there. And Majuk Deng just playing the 9 minutes.
So Shannon Scott with a new career high, getting into the 20s.
He's been terrific.
Had 13 in that second quarter alone. He's put together a good season. So 3 minutes played in the last quarter. Adelaide up 15. Needed 7 seconds to get across the halfway line. Suggested a travel in there, but a whistle provided by Vaughn Mabry.
It's definitely a travel, but it depends whether the foul came first. It looks like it has. But again, Shannon Scott getting up the floor, just trying to be a nuisance. Made them have to dish the ball out of Sunday Detch's hands and nearly got the turnover.
Ready, guys? Ready?
So 4 fouls on Shannon Scott now. Hasn't fouled out of a game this season. Clark. 7 points on 3 or 4 shooting for him, and now he's into double figures.
And that's why he's there. Big plays down the stretch to put the game to rest.
He's a handy acquisition, that's for sure.
But you can't go under the screen. I mean, Ian Clark, he's a knockdown shooter. You're trying to set a tone, trying to get back into this game. You've got to be more aggressive. And Scott. I mean, Ian Clark just walks into a 3-ball. And this game is blown completely wide open.
Throughout this game, Adelaide have had several double-digit leads. Cairns have found a way to fight back every time. Right now, Adelaide are just playing really good defense, avoiding those opportunities for Cairns. Pete Hooley loving the music.
You know who's... You've got to know, this is a banger.
I don't. Tell me the name.
Shania Twain. Man, I feel like a woman.
Not my kind of music, you know. I need some hip hop, baby.
14-6 is the run from Adelaide here at the start of this final quarter to get out to an 18-point advantage, going for their 5th consecutive win. Ian Clark now 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting, including 2 of 3 from deep.
It's just a big hit, and that's why he's here, to make the big plays.
Real challenge now for the undermanned Taipans without Keanu Pinder, who's 5th in scoring in the league at 18 a game and 10 rebounds, leads the competition. He's out. Oh, well, they were hoping big things from him. He's been restricted to 4 on a season average of 17. Shot clock rolls down into red numbers. He was patient, got a nice cut there from Shannon Scott, who continues to build this career high to 23.
8 of 12 from the field, 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
Great game, great performance individually.
There's no reason why he can't have this kind of impact when they're at full strength. Just to kind of take a bit of the pressure off Keanu Pinder.
Here's Clark, shot clock at 7 against Wardenberg. Gets it outside Cleveland. The pass was on, he elected to fire, couldn't finish it. Scott tried to tap it to the advantage of Wardenberg and almost tipped it back in. And Keanu Pinder has led this team in scoring in 8 games out of their 17. Season high 34. And that's why they are missing such an influential piece tonight. As I mentioned, also the league's leading rebounder. He gets it done at 50% from the field, and top 5 in the competition getting to the free throw line. So when your offense isn't working, he gets to the strike. But tonight, without him, it has been heavy weather So the challenge now for them is to just mitigate these circumstances as much as they can. Their biggest loss this year was against Perth. They lost by 29 to Perth and by 22 to Perth. 2 times that they've played them. Their only other defeat that was in double digits was against the New Zealand Breakers when they lost by 11. So 4 of their 7 losses have been by single digits. Here's Hogue waving away Scott, wanting some room to work in against Johnson, who bumps him taking the shot, and Hogue is off to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
He had to make something out of nothing there, because DJ Hogue held that ball for an awful long time. Liked what he saw in front of him, and that's what he does so well. He's just so smooth and so patient when he attacks the rim. Cleveland had his hands in there, just couldn't get there in time.
And right now, what you need to do is do exactly that. Get to the free throw line, get buckets, try to close this deficit with the clock not moving.
When these teams met early this month, Hogue was quiet on that occasion as well. As I mentioned, he averaged 17 a game. He had 7 on that game. None of 4 from long range. Just hasn't worked against Adelaide.
It's been something the way I've seen him go about his business. He hits a couple shots potentially early in the first, but then he just goes away, and it's too easy. That's a way to break a press. And in the fourth quarter, he seems to get really aggressive.
You know what was impressive about that? The ball did not touch the floor.
Bit of netball. Could you tell me any netball rules?
I don't know any netball rules either. No Shania Twain. No netball rules.
And you're getting.
And she was a superstar.
Who? Yeah,
Shania Twain was a superstar. I know that. I just didn't know the song.
Play it wherever you go for New Year's. Get it. Request it. It's a new remix of it. Bang it.
Waterberg grabs the ball, his 4th in that category. Just get a sense the Taipans are making a move here. Scott adds another 2. He's got 25. They're back to within 11, and CJ Bruton pulls a stop to it. Timeout, Adelaide.
Replay is going to show. That's what they do.
You know it, Hools.
They're going to ramp up the pressure. This was the one that didn't hit the floor. That was beautiful basketball, but this is what the Taipans like to do. Ben Air, you disrespect him. This is what he wants. He's already hit a 3 ball. He's going to take this, and Shannon Scott just absolutely walks by. Gets the 2. Quick timeout. 25 piece on the night.
And this is my point about the Cairns Taipans. It is always entertaining. They have both teams in this game have led in each of the first 3 quarters. And the Taipans will not go away, but what a night for Shannon Scott. 13 points in the second quarter, 25 for the game. He hit his first 4 threes tonight, and he's been able to put up good numbers regularly throughout the season. We saw him have double-figure assists in the game against Brisbane in round 7. High-quality player.
Well, remember, this is the last signing for the Taipans, and everybody kind of questioned, where does Shannon Scott fit? Is he going to come off the bench? And initially that was the plan, and when McCall got hurt, he stepped into the starting lineup, and he's been terrific. As we see his shot chart right there. Super efficient night. A couple of other threes knocked down, and all of a sudden, he's having a great night, but big chance for a 30-piece. They're going to need it. They want to get back into this one.
And there's plenty of basketball left, and we know they went on a 16-0 run in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
There's 4:44 left on this clock. Plenty of time.
And as I mentioned earlier, they've got a habit of doing it. 6 times this year they've come from double figures down to win. And that's out of their 10 victories. Sounds the way they like it. But Adelaide by 11. Now using the clock to their advantage. Johnson. What it took Franks. Shot clock to red numbers here against Hogue. Muscles up. Hogue's defense was outstanding. Swatted the shot away. Brings it back for the Taipans. Looking to get the margin to single digits. Hogue at both ends of the floor. It's a 9-point game.
Oh, boy. Now, that pass from Daniel Johnson was trying to get to Ian Clark. Robert Franks put his hand out to steal it, but Daniel Johnson's got to be more aggressive.
One-on-one, you got Ben Air on you, and why are you passing?
Oh, I'm as shocked as you are. As soon as they threw the ball, that's all they wanted to get. Here's DJ Hogue on the other end, and Daniel Johnson just looked to pass first. He's never done that in his life.
11-2 run from the Taipans in the last 2.5 minutes.
It is game on.
They flipped that switch.
Flip or flick?
Both.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I did
you
a
go
piece
with
on
flick,
it.
right?
Oh, no, I did a piece on it. I ended up using both as well.
Why not? Well, Adelaide had trouble closing out against Brisbane on Thursday night. And it got very interesting down the stretch. And again, they milked the clock here. Johnson against McCall, playing with 4 fouls. Shot clocked at 2. Johnson's fall away off the mark from close range. Franks is foul. With a shot clock expiring in the background, they're going to count the 2.
Yeah, that's a goaltend, but Adam Ford is livid. He thought this was an offensive foul.
We can't check it. We can't check it.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
The message I'm delivering is a flop warning.
Wow, so Jim McCall's going to get a flop warning after all of that. It's the left arm extension for me that made this look a lot worse. That right there. I thought it was a good no call in the beginning, but just that little bit of an extension, probably very lucky in the end.
Less than 4 minutes to play. Adelaide by 11. Mitch McCarron and CJ Bruton talk it over.
Nice steadier. Rob Franks, 11 points, 4 of 10 in the field. Have another look at it here. Just that little bit of a left arm. Jim McCall definitely sold it. Make no mistake of that.
Adelaide got lucky that possession.
Yep.
That's a fadeaway on a guy half your size.
With 4 fouls.
So I think they're looking at to see
whether power up, man.
I think they're looking to see whether if that ball hit the rim or not, if this gets off in time. So let's have another look here. It's an air ball. Oh,
it may have skimmed.
The rim. Other than that, it's definitely a shot clock violation. That's what I thought Adam Ford was mad about the charge. He's mad about the shot clock. So if that ball has skimmed the rim, so they're going to wave it off. It's a shot clock violation. There you go. So they've had a look at it to see, and that ball hasn't touched the rim, apparently. It doesn't count.
It is a whole lot of time left in this one.
So no matter what the final equation is here, another great gutsy effort from the undermanned Taipans to get back and keep this alive inside the last 4 minutes. Never a dull moment. Get to a Taipans game when they get to your venue. You won't be disappointed. So a chance now for Cairns once more to edge a little closer. They started this quarter down 10. Scott kicks them on and earns a trip to the free throw line. McCarron doesn't like the call, but it's his second personal.
No, a lot of the players don't. They're sprinting straight over, and CJ Bruton went straight to whoever he's got with the quick replay to see if he wants to challenge this. And it looks like straight on the right wrist.
He hit him in the hand.
Hit him on the hand. So CJ Bruton went straight across to quickly have a look at it himself. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So everyone wanted to travel.
And Scott to the free throw line. 3 of 4 tonight. Having his first game in the NBL. He's 27 of 28 from the free throw line coming into this game, Shannon. Scott at 96%. So he has missed a free throw tonight. It's the first time in 9 games that he's missed a free throw.
Tony Stephen just tried to check in after the first free throw. This is not the NBA, sir. You cannot do that.
Buckle up. 3.5 to play. The Cairns Taipans from scene down have got it back to 8. 13-2 run for the Cairns Taipans. And McCall steals the pass. McCarron with his hands full here. McCall bustles his way in, adds another 2. He's got 17, and the Taipans are back to within 6.
This was just a 17-point deficit in the fourth.
Well, Adelaide came from 19 down to beat Cairns earlier this month. Cairns going to repeat the favour here. Drimmick wanted a foul.
Drimmick might be setting the record for most challenges asked in the last 60 seconds. Same play they ran with that little curl action. And he's saying that it came off to Jim McCall's hip. This angle's going to tell us that... he's got a good case.
Looked like it went off his hand after it went off the hip.
3:10 left on the clock. And Adelaide, who led it 78-60.
Here we go. So they're challenging it. These ones are kind of those bang-bang calls where Anthony Drimmick there's not a lot of whole control there. So it's whether it hits his hip after it clearly hits to Jim McCall's hip. which forces it out, but doesn't graze Anthony Drimmick's hip on the way out.
And the point we need to make it has to be conclusive evidence that the call is wrong. Unless there is conclusive evidence to overturn it,
so having a look,
then you can't.
Great hands from Ben Air. So that hits there, and
it hit Drimmick last.
I think you're right.
Because you see the way it changes direction from where Tajir McCall's hip's going directly across, and the ball ends up coming towards the screen here. So have another look. Great hands from Ben Air. With Tajir McCall's hip, it should be going right, and then it starts to divert straight towards us there. I think you're right.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor.
You got it. Ending 2022 with the correct coach's challenge.
So the Taipans fans are getting excited here. And rightly so. They scored the first 2 points of the game. But Adelaide have led for the vast majority of it, including a 10-point lead in the second, a 10-point lead at three-quarter time, and by 18 points with 6.5 to play. With 3 minutes to play, the margin is 6. Taipans with momentum. And Shannon Scott and Tajir McCall taking them on, and Tajir McCall's off to the free throw line again.
Just leaves it all out there.
They're doing a great job. You know why? They're getting to the free throw line and stopping the clock.
Then just turning the corner, putting his head down, and
so this will be free throws number 7 and 8 this quarter for them, and none for Adelaide. And when you consider the edge in height that Adelaide has, that should be really the other way around. McCall to the free throw line, and while he's doing that, with Hungry Jack's NBL Whopper your way to LA, just grab any large burger meal at Hungry Jack's and enter your receipt code to win 4 tickets, flights, spending money and accommodation to a basketball game in the USA. Get involved in that.
Last time these two teams played, the great escape from Adelaide. It's a really good play from Mitch McCarron. Knocking that ball off the rim.
In traffic, ball pass picked off by Ben Air. Hogue is overdue. Punches down his first three of the night. And the Taipans are back to within 2.
You gotta be kidding me.
Mitch McCarron with a really smart play to tip it off the rim and then turns it straight over. DJ Hogue, they couldn't possibly.
Drimmick against Wardenberg in traffic. Offensive foul called on Anthony Drimmick. McCall getting it done at the defensive end.
I'm up and about. This is just unbelievable effort from this Cairns Taipans outfit. That is one of the strongest fist pumps in the crowd I've ever seen. Have a look at this to Jim McCall. He was there for about a week. Easy call.
Taipans have outscored Adelaide 18 points to 2 here in the last 4 minutes.
That is the epitome of the switch. They just get into this mindset. They love it.
14-0 run.
Unbelievable finish here from the Taipans, and they're not done yet. They scored 16 unanswered points in that second quarter. And the fans excited as well. Trust you're enjoying our coverage of the Hungry Jacks NBL. McCall went hard at them, and Franks had the answer, and McCall stayed down after the play as well. 5-on-4 fast break here for Adelaide.
McCall getting back now. That is an incredible athletic contest in the air. That's going to be a charge too.
Another charge.
Points waved away, and Adelaide so nervous at the offensive end that no one appeared wanting to take the responsibility.
Well, firstly, we're going to have another look at that athletic contest between Tajir McCall and Robert Franks. Let's have a look at this. So, DJ Hogue, you speak about nerves, you're spot on, Case, because that's an easy call.
Well, they had a 5-on-4 fast break. McCarron at the top of the key with room to play into, and then they switched it around the perimeter because no one seemed like they wanted to take the responsibility.
That's when you get a guy like Ian Clark and you put him in the game right now to close this game out. Helps close the game out.
Let's go courtside to Joe Healy.
I imagine it is coming through the broadcast, guys, but the momentum in this building has completely shifted. The Adelaide body language is really flat. Cairns, on the other hand, the bench is up and about. The crowd are vibing, and all of a sudden, it definitely feels like New Year's Eve again in here.
Oh, what a way to finish the calendar year in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Almost lost control. Shannon Scott's beaten the man. He's the man right now to tie the ball game away with 90 seconds to play. 16-0 run from the Cairns Taipans has them on level terms.
The second 16-0 run in this game.
Shot clock to single digits for Adelaide. Poor pass. Almost scooped up by Hogue. This is Franks. He's going to have to fire with the shot clock about to expire. He gets to the baseline and doesn't get it off in time.
What is going on? This is outstanding defense from the Taipans, but Case, you said it best. It's just nervous. They're just nervous on the offensive end. No one's making any sort of confident plays or aggressive plays, and they're just settling for this. Look at Sam Wardenberg just moving his feet, moving his feet. Robert Franks wanted the foul. That's a shot clock violation.
That's why you have Ian Clark. Put him in the game. He's the guy that make the plays happen.
Well, Cairns with a chance to take the lead after being down 17.
18, in fact, in this last quarter.
And this is normally the man in the fourth quarter.
Hogue gets to the rack, puts Cairns in front for the first time since the opening minute of the third quarter. Amazing turnaround from the Cairns Taipans.
Here is Ian Clark, Corey. You asked for it, so it's probably a minute and a half late.
In the corner, Clark.
Put Ian Clark in the game. This is why you have him on your team.
NBL23 is bonkers.
15 points.
This is absolutely outrageous.
Clark has 8 points in this last quarter as well.
You kidding me? You got this guy on your team and you had him on the bench? Our team got to go on a damn near 18-0 run for you to put him back in.
Case, I feel like we are getting unfairly scrutinised if we're the ones keeping him on the bench.
Reaching in from behind them, McCarron deflecting the ball.
Oh, they're going to get two chances here. If they want to take a quick one and 2 for 1, they just need a really good look. Oh, who else?
And they do get a quick release.
Oh,
and knocking down the 3 on the biggest night of his career. Shannon Scott's got 31, and the Taipans lead by 2.
This is incredible.
11 of 15. Oh, my goodness.
It's unfathomable. It's without fathom.
36ers trail by 2. Franks kicks outside to Clark. Scott right there with him. Moves inside the three-point line. Missed it by a long way.
They're going to have to foul. Adelaide are going to have to foul here.
McCarron realises that. They go to Wardenberg.
That's the man you want to foul. Although he's been good tonight. But this
is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Oh, happy New Year's, everybody. It's not over yet either, but I'm lost for words, Case. I just don't know what we've just witnessed. There's the foul. Been very lucky not to potentially be upgraded there Sunday. Depth, that little hug, that little wraparound, so often gets upgraded. Big free throws here from Tajir McCall.
6 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. That was way off the mark. This one will give them a 3-point lead, and Adelaide needing a 3-ball to send it to overtime.
That's the one he needed.
Gets it.
Now, if you're the Taipans on this possession, you just do not foul. If they hit a 3, you go and play an extra 5 minutes. But how did we get here?
Unbelievable.
How did we get here?
Crazy stuff.
It's something you look back at. We've seen some massive collapses this season, and we've seen some massive comebacks, but nothing to the level of what we've just witnessed in the last half of this fourth quarter. Down there, MVP Keanu Pinder.
You know what? I'm not going to say that. You know why? I saw a team up 9 with 37 seconds left.
Yeah, well.
Now, that's a collapse.
Yes, that is true.
Down 17, you got about 7 minutes left. You got a chance. So this is the second worst one we're seeing if they win this game. Thank you so much, Peter. Let me clear it up. I know it's your former team and all that, but don't worry.
No, I think they know that loss is probably going to come back to bite them in terms of getting to top 6.
Now, this is crazy.
No, this is, I'm just trying
this
to live
is
in the moment.
crazy.
Well, according to my records, if the Taipans prevail here, this will equal the greatest fourth quarter comeback in NBL history, which at the moment stands at 18, which Adelaide have to their credit. And Adelaide led by 18 with 6:40 on the clock. It was 78-60.
And this is why they're never out of it, though, because Cairns, the way they play, the energy they play with, they always back themselves. They're 1 or 2 plays away from going on this momentum run where everyone just gets nervous on the other team, and that's what happened.
So Adelaide, with less than 8 seconds, down 3. McCarron, well, the pass is a sticky one. Did well to get it. They get the open man they wanted, and the 3-ball is off the mark. Loose ball scramble here. McCall gets after it, and the Cairns Taipans have written one into their history books without Keanu Pindar, their leading scorer and the league's leading rebounder. They've come from 18 down in the last quarter and prevailed over Adelaide 86-83.
Unbelievable effort from that Cairns Taipans unit. They are up and about. Oh, watch out, Gilligan. Watch out, Gilligan.
It's going down.
That is just an incredible and inspiring team effort. Adam Ford would be so proud of his men, and so he should be.
Wow.
You're not going to get too many better wins than that in terms of how they look down and out, missing their MVP, and they just stuck to what they do so well. Shannon Scott, enormous. Tajir McCall, massive in the fourth. But that is one of those games. He is our full locker player of the game, no surprise. He hit that big 3-ball at the end, and 31-piece nugget to send out the new year.
32 points in the last quarter is the Taipans' highest scoring fourth quarter of the season. That has been some sort of display. And credit also to DJ Hogue, we see there. Had 2 points at 3-quarter time. He finishes with 13. Came up big when they needed it. Had foul problems. Unbelievable finish, and what a nightmare that's proven to be for the Adelaide 36ers, who were looking to win 5 in a row. They have coughed up an 18-point lead after they came from 19 down against Cairns earlier this month to win. No one can believe what's just happened.
Oh, I'm stunned.
NBL23
is bonkers. It is nuts. You just cannot predict any of it.
The win takes Cairns to 11-7, so third on the ladder for them as we go courtside for some reaction with Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks. I've got Taj McCall with me. Taj, the guys in commentary called it bonkers. Can you describe what just happened? Because I'm pretty speechless.
I can't. I'm trying to get into New Year's. I'm just happy we got out of here with a win.
No Keanu Pindar tonight. Shannon Scott with a career high, though. Can you just speak to the depth and the, I guess, energy of this group this evening?
That's just our team, one band, one sound. Everybody play their role until it's time for them to get in the game and do what they do. And Shannon came up big. Somebody always going to step up for it. That's how teams win. There's no one person, it's a team, so that's big for us.
You had a great game tonight as well. I know you love playing against Adelaide. Is there something about this matchup? Because, again, you provided the spark.
Yeah, I hate losing to Rob and AC. So that's what that is. They last game, I had to sit with them and hear how we lost and all that, so it was personal. But we got the win, so I'm happy.
Couple more hours left of 2022. How are you ringing in the new year?
I don't want to say that on camera. I see y'all.
Fair enough. Enjoy it.
All right, thank you. Enjoy y'all night.
He should enjoy it as well. McCall finishes with 19. Cairns Taipans, the most remarkable win coming from 18 down in the fourth quarter. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment. It's Cairns 83, Adelaide 86, Adelaide 83. what an insane finish to the calendar year in the Hungry Jacks NBL, with the Cairns Taipans coming from 18 down to equal the record of comebacks in the fourth quarter to win at 86-83 against the Adelaide 36ers, who are shell-shocked at the moment. And for the 7th time in their 11 wins, the Taipans come from double figures down to get it done.
I mean, I'm just as stunned as both of you and just everybody watching as we watch the Hungry Jacks highlights. There was plenty of them. Adelaide looked like they had absolutely broken this game wide open in that fourth quarter. The way they started the first 4 minutes, Robert Frank said they're in trouble now, and they looked like they were in big trouble. Tajir McCall, he made some massive plays. The chatter started. Antonius Cleveland was excellent. DJ Hogue hit some shots late in the fourth quarter, but ultimately it was the Shannon Scott show. He was unbelievable all night long. 31 points, 73% from the field for a point guard in 31 points. You don't get much better games than that, and I'm still in awe. I just cannot believe that we just witnessed that last 6.5 minutes.
You know what we saw in this game? Every time Adelaide went up double digits, they took their foot off the gas. They did not learn from the first 2 times in this game being up double figures. Cairns come back. They allowed it the 3rd time, and that, you know what? That killed them.
Oh, Mabry not giving Tim
it killed them.
Anything there.
It literally killed them.
Yeah.
Credit Cairns Taipans. They're a bunch of fighters. That's what their coach, breathes into them, literally.
And Adelaide, a lot of self-inflicted wounds down the stretch there as well. They had 7 turnovers in that last quarter and only made 8 field goals. And 2 of those 7 turnovers were shot clock violations where no one seemed interested in taking it on their own responsibility.
Got so anxious, got so tight on the offensive end that as soon as it got within single digits, I think that nervousness started to really creep in. And again, it is the perfect way to end the year 2022. That is NBL basketball, and we have a big end of NBL 23 to come.
Finals all up for grabs at the moment. Credit to the Cairns Taipans. Trust you've enjoyed it. On behalf of Pete Hawley, Corey Williams, Joe at courtside and all the hard-working crew behind the scenes, Happy New Year to you. And what a spectacular night it's going to be in Cairns as they come from 18 down to beat Adelaide 86-83. See you in 2023.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
There's one here. Do you want one? No, I can't sit down. Okay, well in that case, I'll stand. Can't really pretty now. That was a bit of a game, wasn't it? It was a bit of a song, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. If anything,
I've seen